is our first episode of Coffee Time Q&A. So we've got some church bells going on. Today's topic is about living in two different countries. So, what do you think about the life of living in two different countries?
I think it's amazing experience, amazing opportunity that we have like two stable places where to live in both countries. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, to be fair.
I'm quite enjoying being in two different places, and you get to see like the seasons in two different countries as well. Obviously, I'm not too used to living in Croatia yet, so I'm getting to see all the seasons, whereas I was just seeing summertime before. So I get to see sort of autumn, spring, winter and all that kind of stuff, and it's good to see that in Latvia as well, just to see how much it changes and just to see like what people are doing in different times of year, what kind of celebrations there are. And it's also just like nice to just have that kind of change. What would you say is your favourite thing about living in two different countries?
My favorite thing, obviously, is the opportunities you have. You can like do so much things when you are like traveling. Like how much experience you get. Like even traveling from the country is fun. It's not like we are flying. We are just always going with the car. It's just like this ride to Hungary. Next time to Austria. Like so much things you can see by the way. You always have some nice opportunities. You can like even decide how long you want to go to Latvia. You can make stops. You cannot make stops. I like from a business perspective. You can have like loads of many things, like small things. We can have something in Latvia, we can have something in Croatia. My favorite thing is obviously the opportunities.
Opportunities,
yeah. And experience and just,
Definitely, I agree. Just like it just sort of mixes it up. It's very sort of exciting because you're in two different places. You're always sort of having new experiences all the time, and basically what Christiana said there. What would you think is the worst thing about being in two different places?
Worst thing? Maybe that you need to like be really good at planning, at management. When you are like prefer now we are in Latvia, we really need to plan our time to do everything. Like you just really need to be perfect at management and planning. To work and everything, because I have work in Latvia just now. Croatia is just in a process and just planning. But I wouldn't say that it's the worst. Again, it's like a new challenge for yourself. You just like experience yourself. You get to know yourself, how you can adapt all the time. You're adapting to new place all the time. But I think this question would be perfect now after a year. Because like this is only like 4 months, we are just like getting to know even how it is to live in two countries.
It's a very young experience at the moment, and I'd agree with what Christiana said. I'd also add like just kind of stability and routine. Like sometimes when you're just in one area, you like getting up at a certain time, going to the gym at a certain time, where you usually get your things, and when you're living in two different countries, it keeps getting switched around a lot, so your routine keeps changing quite a bit
all the time.
And it doesn't help with the coronavirus that like things are shutting, things are opening. It's like it's very hard to get like into a routine because everything's changing all the time.
And what I want to add like about the COVID, it's like adds a little stress and challenge again to all the time, because you all the time need to check has something changed or not, and like on borders it's just you never know if there will be stop or you can just drive through, just you never know.
Also with like the tests as well.
But I think the only problem now is with UK, but not for you, just for me.
We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it with the UK. UK's a bit messed up at the moment, so rules are always changing, and you can't believe what the government say because they go back on what they say so many times, so you never know what to believe. So another question is, what impact do you think that travelling could do on a relationship?
I always said that traveling tests like partners the best, because there is no travel where something doesn't happen, on your way, or your destination, just always something happens, and that's actually the best way how you can like see how you go along with your partner in life, and just to see how actually like how you react in some stressful situation. I think that those are only good things, that you just get to know each other that good, because sometimes it actually happens like that, like the and they are in a relationship all the time in one country, and then comes holiday when it's all the packing stress. But like I said to you other day, I'm just feeling calm when I need to pack, and I'm with you because it's just like everything will be sorted out. You just always calm me down and just so yeah.
Good. And like when you're in a car with someone 24 hours and you're trying to do the whole trip in one, like you can imagine that's when you like lose your crap sometimes, like, but you know, you've seen your partner at like the worst times, the best times. First times we both visited sort of Latvia and Croatia, it was very much sort of like the holiday period where I was taking her around Croatia, she was taking me around Latvia, and it was very much a holiday period. But like these 2 times that we've come to these countries now, it's more been about sort of just living like a more normal life, because everything can be exciting, you know, when you're visiting a new country, and it's all sort of that honeymoon period as such where you just like living your best life, traveling everywhere. We wanted to see what it was like just to have like you know your normal daily basis life as well, and just see how we kind of cope with that and see how different it is. One of the questions was as well, what's the worst and best thing out of both countries? So out of Croatia and Latvia, we'll start with Croatia. My best thing about Croatia is living in the middle of nowhere in the sticks with a lovely scenery. And I love that we've got like a nice market nearby with all fresh produce, and it really is like just living really healthily, healthy air and everything, and just away from all stress. So for me, that is the best thing. The worst thing about Croatia would probably be, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, I haven't got that really good gym that's really near me. For me, I would have to travel like an hour and 10 minutes to get to a really good gym. So to do that every day is a bit of a pain. There's worse problems in the world, but I really can't pick out a really bad thing about Croatia because I just enjoy all of it.
The worst thing is absolutely for me that there is like at our living place, at our garden, there is no soft and green grass. It feels like knives in your feet because it's so like dry and like really it looks in similar color like that one. They're not green at all.
Yeah, like it's worse than that.
Yeah, it's worse than that. This is actually looks soft. I'm really used to that because of Latvia. Like my mom's garden has the softest grass ever. It's like it's like really soft carpet. Best thing about Croatia for me is everything else because I really love the country, I love the place, I love the people. I really love Croatia's nature everywhere else, like the national parks, like every city is so beautiful, like nature cities, like I think everything else about Croatia I really love, except that there is no soft grass in our garden. Like really, Croatia is the best place to live. Like even if we talk in money wise, I think it's cheaper than Latvia in foods and
Yeah, with everything.
Yeah,
and better,
just like
better quality produce.
Yeah. Like the meat shops, we talked this morning just with my parents because my mom and dad was there too, about like meat shop. Even color for meat is like so like healthy. You can even see how good the meat is, and just it's like really just everything. And like the peaches we ate, the watermelon, like those fruits are just like from heaven.
Right, we'll move on to best thing and worst thing about Latvia. One of my favourite things about Latvia is like I love the sandy beaches here, which is really good.
Yeah, true.
Like they've got really nice beaches, and also like the architecture and structures of like the buildings is very interesting and nice, and I really like the small towns, and each of them has got like their own little characteristics, their own sort of uniqueness to them, and I kind of enjoy that. So that's probably my favourite thing about Latvia. The worst thing about Latvia is probably this drink that Christiana's dad gave me. Yeah, it was vodka mixed with beaver glands. No,
like
apparently it's a spirit. Yeah, it's a
spirit. It's like spirit.
Spirit.
Spirit. It's like really big percentage alcohol. I wouldn't say it's vodka. It's spirit.
Right. Okay. So it's not vodka. It's something else, but it's a very high percentage of alcohol mixed with beaver glands. Now you have no idea how this stuff smells or tastes, but
And the taste stays in your mouth for so long.
it stayed in my mouth like all day. My face went like bright red, and I was just like,
really healthy.
But I had to prove that I was a mujik,
which means like
which
real
is
man.
a real man in Russian. So, yeah, I had to do the test, but that was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. Moving on, what do you think? What's your favourite thing and your worst thing about Latvia?
About Latvia, the best thing and the worst thing, I would say pretty much the same what you said, exceptionally about beaches, because I really don't enjoy rocky beaches because it hurts if you don't have like those special like shoes. What I wanted to actually add to what you said about architecture, I really love in Latvia that you feel like in old movies when you go to the little towns and things, because the architecture is really from the old time. Houses are just really old, but they still try to like keep them on point, and that there is my family. It's always nice to come here because they are my family, my closest friends. Okay, my closest friend is in UK. Hi, Alice. What was your
My
worst?
worst thing was a beaver drink.
Oh yeah, how I can forget that. Worst thing about Latvia, high prices. Like everything is expensive here. Like even you, when you came to Latvia, you even saw how expensive everything is here.
Yeah,
But
I kind of
yeah.
had the expectations that when
That everything
you're
will be
near like
cheap.
the Baltic area, that everything's going to be like ridiculously cheap, like cheaper than it is in, say, Serbia, or for instance.
But it's expensive country.
Yeah, it's more
It's really
expensive than it is
expensive.
in Croatia, and some things are more expensive than it is in the UK. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the Q&A for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and there will be more.
Just ask the questions.
Yeah, just ask the questions.
Yeah, so we
we're
can
kind of
answer.
selecting topics, so just like we have today. We'll catch you
It's
guys
awesome.
later.
It's
It's
awesome.
awesome, yeah, it's awesome. Enjoy them. So, take care, guys.
Bye. What you doing?
Don't forget to
Subscribe and like and drop a comment.